But who are they going to face? Well, we have the number 6 seed LA Gladiators, the number 7 Atlanta Reign, and number 8 Dallas Fuel making selections to decide their opponents tomorrow. So let's get the selection party started, y'all. We are going to be talking to our first, I was going to call him victim then. I mean, you never know. You probably feel like a victim when you're on the other side of the line when I'm also on it. We've got Big Goose from the LA Gladiators. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Lovely to have you here. And before you make your selection, we wanted to get your quick thoughts on the 2020 season for you and the Gladiators. How have you found it?
Kind of mixed feelings. I think recently we've been doing a lot better, but throughout the season, kind of not the results we as a team expected, but I think it's like uphill from here.
Well, it could be all uphill from here. The playoffs, there's everything to play for, of course. And so you have your choice now. Number 9 seed Defiant. You've also got Justice, who I'm guessing you just watched. And you've also got the Boston Uprising. So who do you want to face in the second knockout round of the playoffs, Big Goose?
We're going to choose the Toronto Defiant.
Oh boy, that's tasty.
I want to ask the question: were you impressed by what you saw? Like, did you see the two teams play today, and you're like, they're actually pretty solid, and we're going to take a gamble on the Toronto Defiant?
I think these were we weren't kind of sure going in, but I think we have like not based on the matches, but I think we were already feeling pretty well picking Toronto.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Big Goose. Stay there, I want to get Cruz in. Cruz, what do you think about being selected by the Gladiators? Hello.
That's fine. I was kind of expecting not to get picked, and I was expecting Dogman to pick us. You know, he's gonna call me bad, call me a feeder, but it's Big Goose. You know, he's such a nice guy. I can't say anything bad to Big Goose. You know, it's gonna be a good game.
Wow, what a friendly matchup.
Big Goose,
yeah.
can you say
Cruz, how do you feel about this meta?
About this meta.
Yeah, how do you feel about this meta?
I'm not going to talk too much about how we're doing, but I'm confident. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Well, thank you so much for both of you for stopping by, and best of luck tomorrow, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Reinforce, I'm sorry, I got so excited then because seeing my boy Cruz, I wanted to just jump in and ask another question.
Yeah,
I couldn't help it.
Just up in the air. Hello.
Hello. How you doing, mate? You good? Yeah.
Costa,
Cup of tea then.
let's get your thoughts on the first matchup, Defiant versus Gladiators.
I actually had this in my bracket. I think Toronto as a team, I don't think are really going to slot in that well into this meta. That's my prediction, so I wasn't too shocked by it. As well, like, Boston didn't look too bad, and I definitely wouldn't expect Washington Justice to get picked at this point. So not too surprising, but I'm excited to see what the Defiant will bring tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously still spicy, right? Because the two other teams were two of the lowest seeded teams in the tournament. Obviously, the Washington Justice, but also the Boston Uprising. Boston Uprising now that had a pretty decent performance against the Houston Outlaws. It looked like it came together to them, especially Jerry on that Ash had a lot of impact throughout that entire series. Myeonbong with the sleep dart. So now, you know, it's uncharted territory here with the first selections, and Toronto Defiant being selected first, a bit of a surprise to all of us, really. But at the same time, you gotta look at Toronto Defiant's season, and maybe the Gladiators feel comfortable knowing what to expect from the Toronto Defiant.
Well, let's keep things going because we've got another selector on the line and representing now number 7 seed Atlanta Reign. It's Dogman. Welcome, Dogman. You've got 2 choices, so I'm gonna go straight in without even asking you how you are, to be honest, and ask who you want to face tomorrow.
All right, let's see. Well, Frankie, I'll pick, let's see, there's 2 teams, right? Oh, man, this is a tough. I'm just going Boston Uprising. I mean, there's no reason not to pick them. And plus, honestly, I'd like to see Dallas versus Decay. You know, that's a fun matchup tomorrow, potentially. So, I mean,
Wait, was this on the fly?
Team. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I want to see Decay play as old guy. I want to see him win. Screw this. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be fun.
Okay.
All right.
Punk, you're joining us now. What did you say to Dogman? His picture.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm looking forward to the Dallas vs. Decay as well. That's a good choice.
A quick question. Are either of you excited about your match tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Dogman, I didn't ask you how you were earlier. How are you feeling about this matchup tomorrow? I mean, it's single elimination in our second knockoff stage. Knockoff stage.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we obviously wanted to get to the playoffs, and now we're in play-ins versus the Boston Uprising, and a lot of them are on their one tricks. You know, Jerry on Ash, Myeonbong on Anna. So it'll be a good matchup. You know, they're not a bad team.
All right.
Punky, do you take offense to that, being a D.Va one trick as well?
I mean, we're all pretty good at that one trick, so we played pretty good today.
Those.
Is it enough to carry over against the Atlanta Reign tomorrow? You think we get the win?
I think everyone just focused on today's game, and then we've got the momentum going forward, so looking good.
Well, I was very impressed by the Boston performance. I don't know if you can tell, Punk, but I predicted you guys to win, hence the eyeshadow. So I was in the 5% that did. Thank you so much for joining us, boys. Good luck tomorrow. We'd love to see you guys go off against each other.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Cheers for having me.
Oh, they're very nice. They're very polite. This is the thing. I'm not used to getting a word in edgeways, so I keep popping off against them. Our second match is official. Uprising are going to be facing the number 16 Reign. Reinforced, what do you like about this matchup?
I mean, I do like this matchup because I think it will be very competitive. I sort of like what I saw from the Boston Uprising today. I mean, Dogman said it himself. You know, there were a lot of good one-tricks. Not saying that Boston Uprising are one-tricks, but they did have good performances, to say the least, going up against the Houston Outlaws. As I mentioned before, obviously, Jerry popping off, Myeonbong popping off. And it really seemed like it came together for the Boston Uprising. And the Atlanta Reign, they have had their ups and downs so far this season. So this could legitimately be a pretty competitive game. So excited for tomorrow's match.
On that note, does that mean Fusion's all this time has been a Roadhog one trick? Like, in the corner, no one's really ever expected it. But all of it to coming together, they are on Comfort Heroes, and Fusion's did look good on that Roadhog. I wouldn't be surprised if this is more competitive, and a more competitive Boston Uprising that not many people were expecting coming into the playoffs. So I'm actually really excited about this match.
Well, I'm very excited too. I'm still thinking I want to put my stock into Boston. Am I an idiot? Reinforce.
I wouldn't advise for it, but I also wouldn't have advised for, you know, Boston to win today. So you never know what to expect. We're in the playoffs now. It's all up in the air. Yeah.
We were wrong, Costa, okay? So, like, we don't have any credibility. We've lost our credibility, so we can't tell Frankie what's right or wrong anymore.
It's absolutely
We were
fine.
right about Justice, though.
Yeah, of course you're right about
That's true.
Justice. They have decay. I mean, I had credibility until I started trying to keep this post-show together, and you guys are hard carrying me, and I appreciate it. And now we're going to meet our final two remaining teams. We got Paintbrush from Dallas Fuel, our number 8 seed, and we've got Art from Washington Justice. Welcome, boys. Paintbrush, I'm going to come to you first because I'm slightly scared for your safety. Have you looked behind you? Is everything okay?
Oh, that's my bodyguard. We're good. Nobody's gonna mess with me when I got this big. We're good. Ain't no problem.
Whoa.
Wow.
Is Crimzo going to play Genji tomorrow? Is that what you guys are
We're
showing
leaking
strats
Crimzo's
early?
role and Genji for us, yeah.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, you didn't actually get to select your opponent sitting in the 8th spot, Washington Justice. So I know Ark is sat there right now, but tell me your thoughts on facing him and the boys.
You know, we're really excited for the game. Oh boy, that's nice. Got some weight behind it. You know, it was a really tough decision for us. I think the last time we played, it was a really good game. It was really close. You know, it was kind of when I napped on the pillow and I slept on Ark a little bit. And, you know, the dude's too classy, so I don't have anything bad to say today. You know, I'm just really excited for the game. And I would like to say that Dogman and Punk, they talked a little more about our game than they did their own. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
On that note, Ark, is this something that, like, your team has talked about? Did Decay want to play against the Dallas Fuel? Is this the matchup you wanted?
Not me personally, but I think DK wanted, probably, is how I think.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
All right. And what's your expectation going into the playoffs to score? Because the Washington Justice so far, it's been a bit of a rough season for you, Ark, but now you're in the playoffs and obviously a great performance today. What's like the expectation for the team going into the playoffs here against the Dallas Fuel?
I feel like we're just focusing on winning on the every day, like, because if you lose right now, we have to just go home right away. But if you win until tomorrow,
True.
then maybe we can make it longer, you know? So we're trying our best to win, like, every single day, I guess.
Ark, while I've got you here, can I just ask about that last game? and Decay moving back to the tank role. Like, how did you guys manage to make that work so quickly, given you've only just moved to this patch?
I think it was about how like skill level the players have. Like we already have like lots of players that right now having a role with a good level. I'll say DK had a really perfect Jarya, I'll say, and Janu was really good at Hawk. So it wasn't really hard like fitting into the role.
Okay, one last question for you, Paintbrush.
All
right. Are you guys confident in this meta, regardless of Crimzo in the background practicing his Genji skills? Are you guys feeling comfortable in, with all the changes?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a pretty fun meta for us. I think Crimzo being able to lock Genji, something he's been one-tricking for 20-something seasons now. It's a big strength. I can't deal with this dude in the background, man. He's the warping. That's crazy. But yeah, it's a good meta.
I have to ask. Okay, who's going to play flex support if Crimso's going to be Genji?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't want to leak that. You'll just have to see tomorrow.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, we can't wait. So I think we should all go to bed. Boys, thank you so much, Paintbrush Art. Good luck tomorrow. I would ask you to handshake, but it's probably technically quite difficult right now. Oh, Crimzo, yeah, thanks for popping by, I think. We'll see you guys
Good job,
tomorrow.
Crimzo.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
Love it.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys.
Gusta, what are your thoughts? Justice.
I don't have thoughts anymore.
Fuel.
That's just too much. It's been a little bit too much. But I like that they're having fun with it. I think this is the matchup that everyone needs to be a little excited about. I'm sure there's a little bit of blood that everyone sort of wants to prove. I think the Dallas Fuel have been looking better, but that was a scary Washington Justice we saw today on the back of Decay. So, storylines are being built. And as Ark said, you lose tomorrow, you go home. Everyone's playing to keep their skin in the game, so I'm excited to see what everyone brings out for the the most important match of the season.
I mean, I think the Washington Justice might be favorites tomorrow.
I know, I'm shook as well.
Based on what we've just seen, the absolute domination from Decay on that Zarya. It's hard to figure out a game plan for the Dallas Fuel in which they'll be able to take that down. Obviously, we have heard rumors about different kinds of compositions, whether it's dive, didn't work out for the Vancouver Titans, but like, how do you realistically shut down Decay on that Zarya? I think the Dallas Fuel have a busy night ahead of them of just like trying to prep ahead of this match, because it's going to be a very difficult task going up against a stacked Washington Justice team.
Wait. Before we go on, sorry, Frankie. Johnny, hear me out. Okay, we know we just saw the Houston Outlaws go down with it, but we've seen Dallas do it recently. Pharah.
Go down?
Like, Pharah could actually
Oh.
work, potentially, maybe, probably not, against the Washington Justice.
Are you listening to yourself? You said
I don't
probably
know.
not. Like, probably not going to work. I would like to see, maybe, if the Dallas Fuel would play like Sombra, Tracer, Dive, and utilize Sombra to shut down the KS area. I'm putting that out there. If you're listening to the Watch Point Selection Show, Dallas, listen to your man.
Would you advise taking advice from this man, Custer?
Absolutely not. There's a reason both me and Johnny are on the desk, is because we washed out of the professional place. So these guys are professional. They're going to come up with a good strategy.
All right.
But Pharah, work for Valiant, can work for you.
Oh my god.
I mean, I hate to bring this up now, Costa, because we're in the middle of a selection show, but I mean, I think Coach Moon was probably right to bench you in the first place, so there you go.
Well, gentlemen, these aren't our only matches. The Asian playoff knockouts begin at 2 a.m. Pacific time as the 7th seed London Spitfire take on the number 6 seed Chengdu Hunters, and reinforce the Hunters seem to be peaking at the right time. So what do you think of that matchup?
Yeah, the Hunters seem to be peaking at the right time. Obviously, they had some of their best performances when Amon was able to play the Wrecking Ball, and they were able to play around that and really bring chaos to the APAC region. Do not think that they'll be able to provide that same level of chaos this time around in the playoffs. I've heard a lot of people, specifically included my Plat Chat boys, that are just like incredibly high on the Chengdu Hunters going into this playoffs for some reason, which is quite an interesting take. I think the Chengdu Hunters will probably beat the London Spitfire because they have great manpower, obviously Jinmu, great individual skill. But is it enough to take on the better teams in the APAC region? That's a difficult task. As for the London Spitfire, I'll just say as well, I do like what they have going this season. Obviously, Bernard on that off-tank role. Glister has had some good performances as well. So there are some nice pieces on the London Spitfire team as well. So don't give up hope yet, Spitfire fans.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see the power level of the Chengdu Hunters. They did make some coaching changes moving into the end of the season, and they have looked a lot better as of late. The coaching staff actually said in a statement that they were talking about the roster, they like leaning more towards their comfort picks, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see something unique, very Chengdu style of playing the game coming in. Chaotic as it is right now, I agree with Johnny, they'll probably beat the Spitfire, but how far they can run with that, it's always been the question for Chengdu.
Well, questions will remain, and we'll find out those results soon enough. But that's it for today's Watchpoint Post show. We've got another selection show tomorrow, immediately following the second knockout stage. So make sure you keep watching after our matches tomorrow to find out our third stage matchups. But for now, good night, everyone.
I mean,
Good night.
it's 4
I can't
p.m.
believe you've done this, Johnny.